Hi, welcome back to Evangelism for God, the channel that speaks about issues the church run away from and exposes Satan and his devices. My name is Maurice Braxton, and today I want to talk about something that has been bothering me about the past couple of weeks, because a couple of miles away from my home, there's this psychic that she has a house that she runs her business out of, and it's got the big old sign there, and she's been there for 30 plus years. Since I was a teenager, I always remember going by there and seeing her, the lights on at night, the door open, and you could see it kind of some lighting in there. And I was wondering, just as I passed this place this past week, wondering how many people have been duped? How many people have been deceived? How many people has she scammed over the years? It's plenty. I'm sure that now it's on to the next generation. You might have kids, the people that were going 20, 30 years ago, now their kids are going. And that's what I want to talk about, this prophetic word and dream scam, because that's pretty much a modern day psychics, a lot of them that are on YouTube currently right now. Now, do I believe in prophecy? Absolutely. Do I believe in dreams, especially from God? Dreams from God? Yes, I do, because I'm a dreamer myself. But do I believe that someone can have so much of a connection that they can pretty much give you something every single day of something that's bound to happen, and it always seems like it's bad? Have you ever noticed that? That I have a problem with that. I've got the notes. I'm going to read off 1 Timothy chapter 1, the NIV version. I'm not going to read the entire. I'm going to just read what I want you guys to hear here. And you can go back on your own and read 1 Timothy chapter 1 on your own. But this is Paul speaking to young Timothy, the young minister, young pastor, in getting launched off. And Paul's giving him words of wisdom. He says, "As I urged you when I went into Macedonia, stay there in Ephesus so that you may command certain people not to teach false doctrines any longer or devote themselves to myths and endless genealogies. Such things promote controversial speculations rather than advancing God's work, which is by faith." And that made me, reading that over these last several days, made me think of this confusion that is out there because of these prophetic dreams and because of these words that people that are saying that they're getting, and then now when you get into the comment section, you start reading some of this stuff. People, well, I had a dream about this, I had a dream about that, and this is probably getting ready to happen, and it's just all kinds of confusion. Why? Wait a minute. You said, and that's the one thing. A lot of these people is always God said. And we already talked about that, and I'm sure you heard it from others. If God says something, it's plain, and if he truly says something to you, it's going to be plain and clear. Plain and clear. If he says that this will happen on this particular date and tells you that in your spirit and your heart, and it don't come to pass, that's a problem. That's a problem. Maybe you didn't hear from God, but you heard from your inner self. Your desires. That's what a lot of that's going on. People, it's their own desires of things that they're speaking. So some of these people, as I mentioned many videos back, they mean well, some of them, but then there's others that it's pretty much a game. They're playing a game. It's a game of deception. They're being used by the enemy to deceive people and take them down the wrong road. Now, in my notes here, I have people don't take the time to search scriptures for themselves. They rely on the word of the prophet pretty much every day. Some people are so caught up in these prophecies and words of knowledge and all of this stuff that they fail to study the word of God and scriptures for themselves. And they rely on the word coming from that particular person that calls themselves a prophet. And there's a danger in that. We are not to be seeking answers like that from people. Yes, God uses people to guide us and guide us to the directions that we need to go, give us, but ultimately, number one is God, and he will use that person. But we're not to seek out like a psychic an answer for something, waiting on a person constantly to give you direction for your life daily. The next thing I have in here, one of the things I've known with being a Christian for the many years I've been, that God does not give us the answers to everything right away. I mean, there's some things I'm still praying for many years, and there's no answer. I don't know what's going to become of it. I don't know, whatever. I mean, there's some things that just are not happening at the present time. But for some reason, these prophetic people, these people that claim that they have these words of all of this stuff that the Lord has told them, it's like they've got an answer for every single day. They've got an answer for every week, next month. Some are jumping into next year already, and all of this stuff. Now, can that happen? As I said, I believe in the word of God and believe that that's possible. But at the same time, many of these people, they've already been proven wrong several times. They've already have missed the mark several times, but yet people are still putting their trust within them. And then I have, how can you grow spiritually if you don't go through something? If we're getting answers every day and relying on a person to give us some type of word to where it's guiding our life and stuff like that, where's our faith going to be as far as growing spiritually in God? Because from my experience, boy, God takes you through the fire. There's some things that we learn that we only learn when we go through a fire. And I'll close with a story about a situation where I know that I had to ultimately get it from God. Before I came to the Lord, I had a child with a woman out of wedlock that I was dating and messing around with. I really wasn't serious about her. But then I came to the Lord, and the Lord convicted me, and I didn't know what to do. I wanted to do the right thing. I wanted to marry her and do the right thing. And I had people within the church tell me, you got to marry her. You can't be having no more babies out of wedlock and blah, 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 all of this stuff. And I did not know what to do. Finally, I went to one of the associate ministers at the time that was in counseling, and I spoke with him about some issues going on in my life and all of these things. And I told him the situation because I knew something in my spirit wasn't with this woman that I should marry her. Something was off about it. I didn't feel right. But ultimately, he told me, he said, he gave me some words of wisdom, gave me a few things. But ultimately, he said, you'll know the answer when the time comes. The Lord you'll have a peace when that time comes. He'll reveal it to you. Keep seeking him. He didn't tell me exactly what I needed to do at that time. He just gave some suggestions, but ultimately it fell in my lap. And ultimately God showed me that that child that he blessed me with is still a gift from God. And that gift, take care of that gift. It's precious. You take care of him, and I will bless you, and do not turn your back on him. And the Lord showed me that you do not have to be married to take care of your child. And that was the answer. And the thing was, here was the wild thing about that, because I had a talk with her. We went to Bob Evans and had this talk and stuff. And it's like the Lord confirmed it in her spirit that she knew. She was devastated, but she knew. The Lord confirmed it in her spirit that we were not to be together and married. And that's what's the case. So the Lord will speak. Don't rely on people. Rely on the word of God. Yes, use wisdom, use discernment to when you listening to some of these people out there, so that you don't find yourself on the wrong track and be deceived. That's what my message for you guys out there today. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe, hit like, because we're moving on and giving God the glory and punching Satan right in between his chops. Until the next video, my name is Maurice Braxton. Take care. God bless.